Ok. Andiamo, amore. This is gonna be my catchphrase, I think. Like, this is how we're gonna start the video. Because we're always in the car. Because this is the only place where I can, like, talk to you. The only place where he is in one place. Ah, there's an ant. Why there's an ant on me? I don't know where it went, but it was an ant and not a spider like last time. We all remember that one. So we just we were at the hospital because Alberto had his vaccine. He was super bravo. He was crying for 4 seconds and then he stopped. And I can totally understand that for a second because it's not really a pleasant feeling to have. As you can see, it's summer. It's really, really hot. Well, it's still spring. You are all coming to Italy for holidays. I already seen people went to Napoli, to Rome, Venice. So you are also Sicily. So you are all around the country at the moment, which is great. And I'm hoping that I hope that you're having a good time. But I thought, okay, there are some things that I should like mention, like how you can prepare yourself for coming here. Then I made a really long video about the do's and don'ts of Italy when you're coming to Italy, and you should check that out because I think that is really, really useful. But what I'm gonna say is also really useful, right, Alberto? Alberto is saying yes. And the first one, what I see a lot, that people in 2 weeks wants to see the whole country, whole Italy, with the islands, with everything, like from south to north. And that's a really, really big mistake because in 2 weeks you can't see everything. And even if you are just going to the really like big cities, like from Venice, and then you go to Milano, and then Florence, and then Rome, Napoli, and then you go to Sicily. And so if you want to do all this in 2 weeks, which is eventually just half of the country, not even half of the country, is really nothing, you're not gonna see anything. And I tell you why. One is because the country is really big. I know if you come from America, for example, you think that which is like the whole America is as big as Europe. I understand that you would think like, okay, I can do this in 2 weeks, but it's not true. There's so many things to see, and even if just the country, the cities that I mentioned, you want to watch, that is not enough these 2 weeks. Because in the end, if you want to do this in 2 weeks, just these cities, then you're gonna end up traveling a lot. So you're gonna spend half days, full days just by traveling and being on the train, which is really annoying, and you're wasting so much precious time and you're losing so much precious place to see. So I absolutely don't recommend that. I think you should choose regions, like small areas in the country, and then come back a couple of times. So in 2 weeks I would suggest that you're like just staying in the north, but the really, really north, or you just come to Sicily in 2 weeks. You're still not gonna see everything in Sicily, but in the end you're gonna have the feeling of Sicily. And and this goes to my second point, which is learning about the regions. There's so many regions in Italy, and every region has its own. There was policemen there. I was just checking out. I hope that doesn't mean that there are gonna be policemen over here. So every region has its own things, has its own culture eventually. Everyone has their own food and specialties, and their own wine and their own, eventually architecture. I mean, that's not kind of true, but the cities are built differently, and the mood, the people are different in every region, and because of that, you should learn about these regions, and you should approach the place knowing where you're going and what kind of people, and and learning about that, because that makes, first of all, that makes the whole experience way better, and it's gonna be much more fun. And I don't think that you want people saying that you're an ignorant tourist, because it's like, I think that time is over now, that we are just going to places and we are treating those as museums. Like, now the real experience is like being part of the place and not just watching it from a distance, So this is the second point. The third point, still about travel, when you're choosing the places where you want to visit, please also put some small towns, like not so well-known places to visit, because of eventually what I said before is that you will know more about the place and about Italy in general if you are going to small places where everything is much more slow, where people are more chatty and they will talk with you. And of course, for that you need to learn a little bit of Italian, and that's another step. Is that I know that I always talk about the language in every videos, but it's really important, because when you're visiting a country, it's part of the experience to say at least a sentence while you're there, like to learn a little bit about where you are going, and talk with the local and say that sentence to. I know I'm really boring, I'm so sorry. So to say that sentence to a local, because the local will really appreciate it. If you are in trouble, then they're gonna help you, better if you try to speak a little bit, or at least saying aiutami, like help me. The next is how you're packing. So a lot of cities, a lot of places where you're going, the roads where you're going, they have this, I don't know how you call it in English, that's kind of like rocks. There are rocks everywhere, so you have to like drag your luggage. If you have a lot of luggage, you have to drag those. So I would say that you are having a backpack, that's the best that you can do. It's so easy to do, and you pack lightly. Like, you don't need a lot of stuff. You really don't need a lot of stuff, especially in summer when it's super hot. And especially if you go to a church, it's really important that you are covering your shoulders, your stomach, your knees, so take a scarf or something and you just put it on you. I don't like this kind of stuff, but this is how church works, unfortunately. Oh, there's a horse. Ciao cavallo, ciao, ma che bello che sei, amore. And the last thing I would say is go with the flow. Well, every time when you are traveling, it's like this, like you can, make a goal, and you can like organize everything, but in the end, life will bring you. And you should go with the flow. So if you had this idea, okay, I'm gonna go to this museum and this museum and this museum today, but in the morning you start to talk with the local person, and he's saying, okay, there's I'm going to the market and I'm showing it to you. You should definitely say yes. Like, say yes to everything. I always talk about this as well in my videos. Like, then you say, okay, and I'm coming, and go with the flow. And it's the same when you are like, you're gonna get lost. You shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be scared about being lost. You're gonna get lost because the city is not like a French architecture. It's not like parallel. The city is, it's going all around, because sometimes it's on a hill, the town, or in Venice, like there's nothing parallel. It's just like a labyrinth, the whole thing. So just go with the flow and don't get anxious over that you're gonna get lost. You're gonna get lost, and that's it. Also, because in Venice, for example, there's the GPS is not working because of all the water that is surrounds the city. So like there, it's really good to bring a paper map. I think that's it. I'm almost at home. We're almost at home, and I thought these are the points that I would mention like now, and like now that we are at the beginning of the season. And watch my other video that I told you about. I'm gonna put it also here at the end. But tell me, what are your questions, like what you want to know, and what are the things that you are thinking about, like how to prepare. If you want, I can make like a specific like how to prepare, don't know, your days in Rome or you know, in the countryside in Veneto, you know, like I can give you like a specific tour if you want. The point is that you write me in the comment section if the video was useful, and two, like if you have any other questions like about traveling to Italy and having your vacation here, because there's a lot of topics. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.